What's up, guys? Welcome back to Double A Reacts.
What's up?
Sunglasses in the dark. Makes sense. Today is kind of different. Hopefully going to be a little bit spooky. But we are going to react to Reddit posts on our paranormal. Might not be too scary because it's just like walls of text, but who knows? So
she's gonna be doing the reading. I hate reading things. So
and I'm really bad at reading, so
we have a podcast. If you wanted to go check out some more scary stories,
I haven't really touched it lately, but it's the Haunted Cafe podcast. Mm-hmm. It's on Spotify and on YouTube. So
and,
if you're
and
interested,
on Anchor too, right?
Well, yeah, on Anchor too.
Yeah, on Anchor too. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're interested in hearing more spooky stuff and hearing me read terribly, go check it out.
Yeah. Alright.
Alright, so the first one we're going to talk about is my creepy doll that woke me up at night.
Sorry. I'm just trying to add intensity, that's all.
You spooked me.
I'm sorry.
Alright, so when I was 7 or 9, I don't remember what age I was.
Cat always acts up right away, sorry.
Right?
Yeah, sorry.
Are you ready? Back there? She's ready. So when I was 7 or 9, I don't remember what age I was, I had this doll that was about as tall as a German Shepherd dog. This doll had a voice box where if you pressed it, the doll would laugh and giggle for about 30 seconds. This voice box was placed in a pocket in the back of the doll's dress. So far, not too bad.
Yeah, I think my sister used to have a doll that was like that.
Yeah, they're like the huge like Barbie dolls almost.
Yeah.
Eventually, I got kind of annoyed at the voice box due to it going off a lot. See, I can't talk. But before this incident, I had thought that some stuff behind it was pressing on it, or that the pocket was sewn on too tightly, so it was pressing the box whenever there was pressure on the pocket. So as I said, I got annoyed at the box. I had emptied out a drawer and placed the box in the drawer, and had closed the drawer carefully as to not to move the box in the slightest. After this, I went to sleep. So that's your first mistake.
Yeah.
At maybe midnight, I had woken up to the sound of the box coming from the doll. The doll I had made sure was at the opposite side of the room from the drawer the box was in. Forgetting for a minute that I had taken the box out of the doll, I tried to go back to sleep.
Jeez.
That was creepy.
Yeah, that's a little creepy. What was creepy?
Your facial expression. About 5 minutes later, I remembered where I had put the box and got up to open the drawer. It was still there exactly where I had left it. A few weeks later, I got rid of the doll. However, for a few years later after that, I could still hear the laughter of the doll's voice box. I only remember this incident when I found one of my porcelain dolls on the kitchen counter. Oh, my mom had moved it for some reason. That's weird. But yeah, so that was honestly a creepy story. They heard it.
Yeah. Oh, no, go ahead. I was just saying, yeah.
They heard the doll's voice over at the doll, but it was still in the box.
Huh.
It could have just been like a throat sound.
Yeah.
Like you think you heard, you know.
Yeah, because I'm when it comes out here, I'm decent at throwing my voice. It's easy. Like if you position your face certain ways and look certain directions, you can toss your voice pretty good distances.
Yeah, but it ain't the doll. The doll doesn't have a voice.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying like it's easy to like if you have a large echoey room, what sounds like it's coming from over there is coming from over here.
And also, if you're asleep, you're not like
you're not fully paying attention.
You know,
and if anything, you might have dreamt about it. It might have just seemed like it came from the doll when it actually came from the voice box itself, and it just happened to wake you up mid convo in your dream.
Yeah, I've had that happen where I'm like, honestly, me and you have had full-on conversations, and I'm not awake.
No, she's not.
I will sit there and answer him like perfectly freaking fine.
Or she'll randomly ask me questions and tell me things, and I just shake my head in agreement, or sometimes laugh, and then she calls me mean. And
yep, you're mean.
And then she doesn't remember any of it.
But yeah, like, well, like I've had experiences too where I spilled soda on me one time while I was sleeping because in my sleep I had a soda next to my bed. I don't know, and I grabbed it to I guess take a drink. And I poured it all over myself. So,
on fire!
Yeah, so I mean, it's definitely possible that she could have heard something, or maybe it was even her own voice. Yeah. I'm not doubting it at all. Just
Yeah, like here's another example. A few nights ago, I don't know if you remember this. You were asleep when I got woken up by it, but it sounded like something fell. outside of the door. Like it sounded like something fell hard as hell in the living room.
I don't think I heard that.
Yeah, no, you didn't hear
I
it.
woke up to you moving, yeah.
But like something fell hard as hell out in the living room, and I checked the closet, I checked the pantry, I checked where the dryer is, the bathroom, the other room we have, the kitchen, all of it, and nothing had fallen.
Yeah,
so it could have been from upstairs, but it sounded like it was coming. It was like right outside the door.
Yeah, I was
so
gonna
that's
say
another
that could come
example
from upstairs though.
Yeah.
Really easily.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm not discrediting this person whatsoever.
No.
Just, it's possible that might not be it.
Yeah.
All right, so now on to the next one.
Yeah, this one's called Not Sure What Happened.
Yeah, not sure what happened. And so I'm not even sure which sub to put this on, paranormal, glitch, or dimension jump. Last week...
I can get into a whole conversation about that.
Yeah, I know you can. Last week I had a couple days off of work, so I hung out at my significant other's house all day, watching Netflix and playing games on my phone in his room. I was laying on the bed with my back to the door. I felt someone walk into the room and stop, and I remember waiting for my significant other to say something. I remember being mildly surprised that it was so late already. It felt really familiar and stopped to stand exactly where he normally stops in the doorway. When he didn't say anything, I turned my head around to look at him. Thing is, turning my head was extremely vivid and felt like real life slow-mo. Like I was thinking...
Sorry.
Like I was thinking about how slowly it felt like I moved and how very detailed the ceiling looked as I moved my head. He has 4 recessed lights, which means that they're like pushed up, and 2 flush-mounted speakers, a fire sprinkler in his ceiling, so lots of details to look at. Thing is, as soon as that spot, I'm having trouble reading this.
You want me to take it?
No, just. Okay. Thing is, as soon as that spot where he would stand came into my field of vision, the slow-mo and vivid vision suddenly stopped. Like I felt reality snap back like a rubber band, and that feeling that someone was standing in the doorway disappeared in that same instant. There was no one in the doorway, and it was 3 hours before he was due home. Like I said, I'm not even sure where to post this. I don't know if it was a spirit that came in to look at me, or if it was a glitch that was fixed when I was turning my head, or if in another dimension he had come home early and I felt the residue. It was frankly the strangest experience I've ever had, and I've had quite a few in my life.
Could have been an alien too.
Yeah, that's really creepy. Because, aliens...
Yeah, supposedly if an alien comes into your room and you happen to see it, it'll erase your memory of what just happened.
Like the Men in Black.
Yeah, it's like the Men in Black. The cha-ching,
That's cool.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah. Because
I've honestly experienced that stuff before, so...
It could be a lot of the things that she described. It could be a spirit coming in to be like, hey, what's up, nice butt kind of thing. I don't know how you were looking, buddy. Or
it could have been a phantom memory too.
Yeah.
Like I feel like or like a phantom feeling or like deja vu considering it happens so much.
Yeah, because she even said that her fiance or husband or boyfriend, whatever, stands in that same exact spot all the time.
Yeah.
And
that is really eerie. I don't know how I would feel about that.
Sorry if you're not a she. You don't say if you're a woman or a guy. So if I'm saying
you're a person, if you're not, if you don't identify as a person, then you're
an alien.
That's why you're having those. You're not even identifying as an alien. You are a living being.
Yep.
There we go.
But either way, it could be many things. It could be the different dimension thing where it said they felt the residue.
Yeah. That's an odd way of explaining it. I felt his residue in the room and it vanished in front of my eyes.
While I was on the bed.
I felt his residue all over the place.
But that's a cool story.
It's a cool story.
That's a cool story.
Yeah.
Alright, so now on to the next one. There's something in the basement.
We don't have a basement.
We do have a basement, we just don't go down. We can't go down into it.
Yeah, it's maintenance guys only.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to because there's bugs.
Yeah. I have a creepy story about a basement.
The one that...
Yeah, my mom's old house.
Yes, go ahead. We got time.
So, creepy story about a basement. I was down in the basement. At the time, I had a YouTube channel called Deadlight Sanctuary. If you guys want to see that channel, just check it out, Deadlight Sanctuary. I think it's a photo of me holding...
I'll try putting a link.
Yeah, we'll try putting a link. But it's a photo, profile photo is of me holding like this scythe weapon that I had made with like glowing red eyes and stuff like that. And I had went down into the basement. That's where I was like making all my weapons and stuff like that. I had all my tools down there because it was the only place I can go that was like away from the weather and stuff like that. But I was down there one time moving some stuff around, and then I looked at a window that led into the crawl space of that portion of the basement. It was like a half basement and a crawl space. So the basement was really like short. I had to slouch like this in order to do anything. I had to sit down to use my tools because I couldn't stand up.
Yeah.
But I walked over to the window and I noticed a Bible. But the Bible was in Spanish. It wasn't an American Bible. It was a Spanish Bible. And I'm looking at the Bible, and it was literally holding. It was underneath of the window itself. Like the window was on top.
It's like a the shorter windows, but they're like taller up.
Yeah, it's like the ones you would see on like the walls of people's basements on the outside of the house.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like that, except it was on the inside. And I look at it, and it's a Spanish Bible, like I said, and I'm like, okay, that's weird. So I take a look in there to see if there's anything else odd, because I had never done that. I look in there, and there is a mummified cat. A dead mummified cat body just chilling. And I was like, I am never going back into this basement again because...
Not with the Bible. And
with the Spanish Bible and the cat that was literally right at the window. Like, its paws were outstretched to the window. Like, I don't know what the hell was going on. But I never wanted to go into that basement again.
Yeah, that was really creepy.
It was really odd. And a bunch of strange stuff happened at that house, though. Like, we were camping in the backyard in the woods one time. And first time I had ever experienced fear paralysis after waking up, like more like sleep paralysis almost. Like I was laying there and I got woken up by footsteps, but they were loud, heavy footsteps outside of the tent. And for some reason I could not move. Like I was trying to turn to Amber to wake her up, but all I could do is, that's all I could do. Just like a groan. And I could barely even move my head. And it was like really heavy footsteps. And then it turned into what sounded like medium to light prancing footsteps. And then it stopped. And then it turned into really light footsteps running away. So I don't know what the heck that was.
Something happened.
Yeah.
Had to have shapeshifted.
Yeah, it had to have.
Because then, like, I woke up right after, right?
Because I woke you up.
Yeah.
I woke you up. But, like, after all that had happened, I had woke you up because I grabbed the gun that I had, and I looked outside the tent, and I was like, what the heck is going on? I had my flashlight. I couldn't see anything. It was pitch black outside. The fire had gone out. Like, it was eerie. Like, I think we went home that night. Like, I legitimately think we went home that night.
I'm not sure. I don't know if we did or not. I don't remember, but probably.
I don't know. But I stopped going to the woods to go camping. And
yeah, I think we stopped after that night.
Yeah, we did. We completely
we
stopped. No, we never went back. But we came back 3 weeks later to grab the fire pit from the back that we had brought from their yard into the woods so we can have the fire. And there was a clearing, so don't worry about that. There was enough for us to have a small fire. But we went to go grab it, and there was a tree that was literally felled over right where our tent would have been. So it's like, that was like a warning, I guess. Of
Maybe.
Like, then it scared me to keep me away from that spot.
Maybe, because we would have kept camping.
Oh, yeah. And I'm pretty sure it would have fell at night.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we would have been screwed. Me and her probably would not even be here right now if it wasn't for that transforming spirit thing that pranced away.
Thank you, little...
Whatever you were, we appreciate it.
I want to say thank you, little spooky dooky spirit.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was definitely a creepy.
Yeah, that was. I mean, when that house went up for sale, we were thinking about buying it, but
and then we thought about that.
We thought about the cat in the basement and what happened, and we were like, no, we're not doing that.
His mom wasn't living there for all that long.
No.
So it wasn't like. I mean, maybe the cat died while she was there, but
no, that body was like beef jerky. Like there is no way.
Gross.
Like you could see on its face the skin decayed away from the bone. It has been there for a minute. You know?
I wouldn't look at it because I can't.
Like it was just a tan hided dead cat. That's all it was. It legitimately looked mummified, like something you'd see in a museum. So it had been there for a minute.
But yeah, so
now back to there's something in the basement.
Sorry.
That doesn't have to deal with us.
We went off topic.
Yeah, this just brought back PTSD. That's all. All right, go ahead.
All right, so there's something in the basement. There's this older building that's behind the building I work at. It was built in the 1970s, and it has 2 floors and a basement. It used to be a nursing home, but it's been converted to doctor's offices that haven't been seeing as many patients these days. It feels very empty there to begin with. The top 2 floors have some offices, but they're really slow and have very few patients. There's a new cardiothoracic, I don't know if that's how you say, cardiothoracic.
Thoracic. I don't know.
Cardiothoracic is what I'm going to say. Surgeon in this building. I've been ordering supplies for, and I've been over there a few times to deliver them. I was kind of bored today, and after I dropped off some AED pads, I decided to just walk around the building and check it out. It's got a pretty cool layout and looks very 70s. Kind of gives me some nostalgia, but there's all these banisters looking from the top floor to the bottom floor, and this big spiral staircase that goes from the second floor to the basement and is suspended in the center of a large terrarium. A terrarium of sorts.
Atrium.
Atrium?
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Dude's using some big words.
Yeah. After checking out the top 2 floors and seeing the
perfunctory. What the fuck is that?
Seeing the offices with maybe 1, 2, or 0 patients in their lobbies, as well as some completely closed, I thought, why not check out the basement?
Why not?
Maybe 1, because you're probably not supposed to.
Yeah. Just
because you're kind of like, I mean, it sounds like you're just like a delivery guy or girl, but it doesn't really sound like you're supposed to be wandering, but okay. I walked down the spiral stairs and took a left. There was a long hallway with white painted walls and brown blank wooden doors lining the hall. All the lights behind these doors were off, and there didn't seem to be any activity at this portion of the building. As I got about a quarter of the way down the hall, I suddenly had an intense sensation of my head feeling heavy and dizzy. My chest tightened, and a chill went down my back, and I became weak in the knees. Not a fun feeling. Definitely disorienting. I thought that was weird, but decided to walk down to the end of the hall. There was a defunct elevator down there, and the lights were off. I didn't want to walk through the dark, so I turned around. Right as I passed that same position in the hall, I had felt the sensation before. I had the same intense feeling of dizziness, weak knees, and chills. I thought that it was weird, so I decided to test it out. I crossed that same part of the hallway 5 times and got the same uncontrollable feeling of dizziness and weakness without diminishing returns. It's probably psychosomatic, but still, it creeped me out. Kind of want to record EVP down there. My friend is letting me borrow an EMF meter and a recorder for the EVP. It's probably nothing. Maybe it's a gas leak, but I've never had that sensation before, and it's odd that it happened repeatedly. If I find anything else, I'll post for sure. Wow. So that could be a bunch of things.
Oh yeah, there could be some sort of chemical thing down there too that makes you do that. Like something was released.
Maybe that's why there's no one down there.
Yeah.
You know.
There could have been like
go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just saying there could have been like some sort of like loose valve or something to make people feel that way.
Like he said, a gas leak.
Yeah.
If there's gas leak, that's kind of dangerous. But even still, also, if you felt it the first time, like he said, psychosomatic. If he felt it the first time and got really creeped out, then he's like, oh, maybe I need to, stop this and turn around.
Mm-hmm.
It's
almost like putting VR on for the first time.
Yeah.
And if you stop every single time you get dizzy while playing VR, pretty soon your body will adapt to that, and it will automatically get dizzy as soon as you put on the helmet because that's the feeling that is associated with you doing that thing. So.
And also, you've done the same thing 5 times. Cats. You've done the same thing 5 times. It might be like too much.
Yeah, maybe.
So.
You probably just gave yourself brain cancer.
Or there could have been something down there in one of those like empty rooms that
Could have been a lot of things, honestly.
Could have been a lot of things, yeah. I mean, once again, we're not detesting saying that you're wrong or that it's not paranormal. It's just
it's an interesting story.
Yeah, giving logical, possibly, explanations. So, I said it right.
Mm-hmm.
I said it right. Okay.
All right.
So.
Now on to the next one.
All right. So this last one that we're gonna do is a short one, but it's honestly kind of creepy. Sounds like it's a phone call from deceased grandmother.
Which a lot of people have experienced that, getting phone calls from somebody who had passed away, even getting text message from people's cell phones who have passed away. That's like a massive thing.
Yeah.
Once again, it brings back the whole dimensional travel thing, but whatever.
But then there's also when the phone companies switch the phone number to somebody else. It's messed up, but so hi all. Last night in bed around 3 a.m. I got a phone call from my grandmother's number. She passed away around 3 years ago, and so it shocked me. I answered the call and just heard weird breathing and some sort of static, and the call hung up around 5 seconds after I answered it. really freaked me out, and I don't have an answer for it, so I came to this sub. Honestly, it's weird that your grandmom's number called you, because it's not like her phone was given to somebody else, so it still had like the record of all of her her contacts.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like someone random got her phone and was like, I'm just gonna call this person, mess with them, I'm gonna call that person, mess with them. So honestly,
is your refrigerator running?
Yeah.
Well, you better go catch it.
Yeah, so it's kind of hard to like, say.
Yeah.
But like the text messages might even be a little bit easier to explain, because there are some times where like the phone companies reset something and it sends messages out. So if sometimes you end up getting messages from people that sent those messages like months or years ago.
Yeah, I know. When I was working at the thrift store that I can remember what the place was called. The thrift store I was working at, we would get people's phones, and we would sell the phones, but that's after completely get rid of stuff. But we would get people's phones, and these phones, like there were some flip up phones from like the early 2000s that we were getting that people had, and people were still receiving, like they were still getting text messages on that phone. Like there was the phone had to have been from like the early 2000s, and there was a text message like a month prior to us getting the phone, and it had not been turned on for God knows how long.
Yeah.
Like that was the only one, because all the other ones were dated like 6-7 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So it happens. Just like when I had gotten my phone, I was getting random calls and texts from somebody asking if this is Adrian or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So
it happens a lot.
Yeah, and I still get random text messages from random numbers I don't know. So
it's definitely creepy that you got a phone call from your grandmom's phone number.
Yeah, but numbers are recycled too, so.
Yeah, but at the same time, like I said,
it's
a weird way that, unless the original poster doesn't know this, but her grandmom's phone was just sold before it was stripped of all like the contacts and stuff.
Maybe.
That's possible.
Yeah.
And someone was just a dickhead and decided to.
Because I know, like, once again, going back to the thrift store I worked at, when there was landline phones, when you could actually figure out like previous calls, we would call those numbers after hooking it up to see if the phone would even work. So they were probably getting random calls from people they didn't think they would ever get calls from again.
And isn't there one of those like stars 76 or something like that?
Star 69.
Where it calls the past number?
Oh yeah, Star 76. I don't know.
It was star something, but
I don't know.
It's a thing where like basically it'll redial the last number that was called.
Mm-hmm.
So
somebody could have done
that.
Yeah. Somebody, because since the number, the phone was recycled or something like that, or somebody had grabbed the phone, or it was taken to a thrift store and somebody had bought it.
It's it's definitely a spooky thing.
Yeah, that's definitely odd.
I hope it was, as long as it was a good thing for OG, I hope it was her grandmom saying like, hey, or whatever.
It's just weird that it was and then static, but that's a little bit creepy. I don't know if I'd like that. But
maybe that's the only thing that the grandmom could say, had the energy to say.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
that's it for our spooky content. I do have a quick story that I wanted to share that this kind of brought me up.
Okay.
So my mom passed away when I was 4 or 5, I think, maybe even 6. She died of cancer, and so I don't really have a whole lot of memories with her or anything like that. But I was at my grandmom's house, and I think I was there by myself, or my grandmom was doing something else, and I had one of them phone apps where it was like, talk to this spirit, or talk to spirits, blah blah blah, a voice box or whatever. So I had it turned on, and it had the static, and I was just, for some reason, I was like moving my phone around the room and stuff like that, and it came across a picture of my mom, and I didn't say anything. Like, I just wasn't saying anything to it. I was just moving it around, and it said Mom when I pointed it towards the picture.
Wow.
Yeah, that was like the coolest thing. Like, I don't know if maybe, it somehow could tell that I had affections towards that picture or whatever, but
AI, man.
Yeah. Taking over the world.
Oh, yeah.
But I thought it was still really creepy that I had
Elon.
I had a picture of my mom, and it said Mom. So that was really odd.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my spooky story.
I said my spooky story. You said your spooky story. We both have plenty of spooky stories.
Oh yeah, that's not even just all of them.
No,
but
no.
we'll save some
I have
for
at least
another
3
time.
more.
But yeah, if you guys like this kind of content, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Comment your spooky stories, and maybe we'll read them.
And don't forget to hit the notification bell to get
Yeah.
notified whenever we upload a video.
Yeah, that thing too.
Catch you guys later.
Bye.